Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
and then we have
Blood X.
all right, and that's
Mr. Blood X.
That's the crew that we
Just
have.
say, get it right.
All right, so let's get started. What do we got? We got. Let's see this one's Q's big topic. He won't shut up about. Angry Joe apparently has been under attack with accusations and such.
I was spending more time complaining about The Last of Us 2, but if
Well,
Joe,
I mean, you've even tried to relate this to Last of Us 2, man. Like everything is because of Last of Us 2, apparently. I named the last podcast episode The Last of This so we wouldn't have to talk about Last of Us 2 anymore. But you even tried to put allegations against Angry Joe as a tie to Last of Us. So
it was oddly timed that he gets accused. Angry Joe gets an accusement of inappropriate behavior. Do note, he was not accused of actual any form of assault, just inappropriate behavior. But it came almost within like 24 hours of him walking away from playing The Last of Us 2 on a live stream and basically saying the game is crap. Shortly afterward, he gets attacked from a group. He gets an accusation from somebody who is definitely in the camp that really likes The Last of Us 2, 10 out of 10. It's so inspirational.
Yeah.
So it was an oddity, but we're not going to get into that. Whatever the cause was, he basically was at a con. He had a young lady approach him, DM him at 1 a.m. and say, "Hey, let's hang out. I'm gonna come to your thing. Why don't we hang out some more?" Basically, seemingly flirty dialogue.
No. It's time. This is a lot of he said, she said.
Well, no, it's already nobody said now.
Well, okay, there is that.
Because essentially, what happens is that she says that she goes out with him, but he was not, as much of a gentleman as is preferred. But there's already, even her own story had conflicts. This is true. There's direct conflicts where in one part she says one thing and then immediately says something different later on. Claims that she didn't have her phone and then says she was talking to people on her phone during the time she said she didn't have her phone. When Angry Joe rebutted, he actually said you can go to her Twitter and see pictures she took with her phone during the time he claimed she didn't have a phone. At the party, remember she said her phone and purse were taken, and Joe's like, there's pictures of her at a party taken from her phone that she took. So how did she not have her phone?
Yeah.
So essentially, there's a lot of he said, she said, but he did the smart thing. He said, I'm not releasing an official response until I talk to my lawyers. He goes to his lawyers, releases the official response. That's when he presents the Twitter. He goes, you can go to Twitter, see these pictures. This person was in public the entire time. They could have walked away at any point if they didn't want to be around me. Witnesses, and essentially she immediately pulls all of it. She erases everything she said and says, I'm gonna step away from Twitter for a while. Yeah. So he knocked this out the park when it came to being professional, and it almost immediately evaporated that she basically said, I'm walking all this back and I'm stepping away. And
well, she didn't say she was walking any of it back.
Excuse me, she said she's stepping away from Twitter.
She never said. Well, let's see. We'll
she said I never said he did anything.
Oh no, that's the wrong one. That's the. Let's see. The last thing she said is, "I'll be taking a step back from Twitter. It amazes me the people. I never said he assaulted me. I said his actions were predatory because they were."
And see, to say his actions were predatory, well, he didn't assault me, but they were predatory. That's flavor text designed to evoke a certain sentiment.
Yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from on that. I mean, like I said, until everything comes out on this, like you said, he has contacted his lawyer. He did eventually put out a full statement after he contacted his lawyer. The accuser, she seems that she has stepped back as far as what she said, and then she also deleted her articles that she had on Medium. They're just 410 errors now.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean
And
That's what it says, isn't it?
says author deleted this Medium story.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I saw a liner and it said my bad. I thought I saw my bad on there.
But yeah, so she gave her story.
And
Angry
look,
Joe gave his story.
And look, I think it's somewhere in the middle. You know me, like when we get into that other topic I'm going to talk about, I've always stated that I believe that usually if you get two stories, it's somewhere in the middle. He probably was trying to impress her and talk her up because it sounds like he was interested in her, but it also sounds like she was interested in him, or at least making him believe that.
I mean, Blood Axe is being predatory in the chat room with Mrs. Blood Axe, so...
And what I don't like is that if you don't post a friggin' how many paragraphs was that? Like, don't post like a damn short web novel about some event you had with somebody,
I will,
and then come back and say they didn't do anything.
I will say, I mean, you lose a bit of cred, like with me, whenever I see people coming out on Twitter, because Twitter, I mean, we all know how.
The court of Twitter, though, is the only place where you can get the right kind of trial, an unfair one.
I mean, there are ways to go through things. There are people that can be contacted. There's laws and all that stuff.
But no, there's another big issue with this. Okay, let's say this.
But I mean, fair. The problem is too, there's no law about being just a sleazy guy. If that's what the case. Well, I'm not saying he was. What I'm saying though is if a guy makes somebody uncomfortable because he's being flirtatious or whatever, I mean,
don't go to his hotel room or go out on a date with him to lunch. If you go, especially if you have a boyfriend. Plus, I emphasize the presence of your boyfriend that you actively lied to him about when he finally said, "Do you have a boyfriend?" And she said, "No." Oh, but he's the creep. Yeah, that happened, Blood Axe. And she sits up there and never tells you the boyfriend. At the end, he finally goes, "Were you on the phone with your boyfriend? Do you have a boyfriend?" And she goes, "No." And I'm like, okay, at this point, you're the creep. Your boyfriend should dump you because you just admitted on this thing that you lied. Did you deny his existence? You know what I'm saying? Also, when your boyfriend finds out you went to someone's hotel room while they took a shower, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be looking at her like,
yeah,
I got a problem with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of issues there, and like I said,
but the key part is people be professional. This is what I really wanted to say. If someone accuses you, don't freak out. Be professional. Take a moment. Present your counter argument. Don't apologize. He didn't apologize. He invited her to pursue legal. If she thought something illegal happened, he said, "If you'd like to press charges, go ahead. I wouldn't want you to not, get your legal day."
I definitely got to say, Joe handled this well. I think he went through the correct steps to issue a response, and I know you will be kept up on this because I know you watch Angry Joe and utilize him to keep up to date on a lot of things. So we'll have to see how this pans out.
I mean, just to give you an idea of why I had this opinion, people that don't like Angry Joe were hashtagging "I stand with Angry Joe." Like these from like Hill vs. Babyface, who follows Angry Joe but says he disagrees with him on a lot of crap. The Quartering, a lot of people who the Quartering has had beef with Angry Joe. They've had like YouTube wars, and he still said this doesn't sound like the guy. This doesn't sound like the guy. Like people who have had conflict with him were even going like, this story sounds really off. So when your detractors or rivals step forward to go, that sounds fishy, that's the best defense you can get from me. Because they were like, nah, man, that didn't sound legit. That's the best you can get from me. Is somebody I know that's not a fan or will automatically support you even goes, I know this guy. I've been around this guy. This sounds funny. But here's what I want to say for the finale.
All right.
This is big, Blood Axe. You got anything to say real quick? I know you said you didn't want to really talk on this.
No, I mean, this is one of those things that it's a subject I'm not very comfortable talking about because I don't know all the facts, so it's all pure speculation at this point.
That is true. Well, here's what I'm just going to say, though. Here's the biggest thing to me that makes this story sound legit, and it's real easy. This happened 2 years ago. Now, think about it. 10 years ago, I could understand why you stayed silent. I can understand you going, People didn't believe you that much back then. But 2 years ago was the height of these stories. So pulling I didn't really want to bring up anything by believe me. Bull crap. 2 years ago, you would have been believed more than you were today. So you want me to believe that in 2018, you did not think that you could tell this story?
Well, I also have a feeling that every YouTuber out there at that point was also probably on their best behavior when it came to that type of stuff because of the current atmosphere. And I mean, as a YouTuber, you're in the middle of it. You know what all's going on.
So now you understand my crazy theory about The Last of Us 2. Because what is it? If it wasn't 2 years ago,
I'm not getting into The Last of Us 2 again. I told you we're done with that. We're done.
Abby smash Angry Joe.
Now, obviously, this will probably linger for a while. The next topic we have is one that's been lingering for a long while.
We're rolling right into it. Okay, it's a light. This is just almost an honorable mention.
Yeah. So I mean, everybody probably
social situation.
Wait,
I mean,
nope. Don't play someone else's YouTube video.
That's not what I wanted to click.
Tune in to Dicejunkies to watch better YouTubers videos. That's how we get people in.
I guess we don't have an actual article on this one. Just the YouTube link. I missed
that umbrella guy. Big fan.
I missed
What's up,
that
Tug?
one. Anyway,
what I like Tug stuff.
Vic Mignogna.
After all these years,
I've messed
Vic
up.
Mignogna. That's enough. That's all we can do. Damn it, man! Your copyright strikes. You can't go past 2 seconds.
Apparently,
don't play.
he will be attending the Matsuri.
Anime
Matsuri.
He's doing it on purpose. No, you're doing it on purpose. You're not going to fool me. You're doing it on purpose. He's trying to raise my blood pressure. Go ahead, Blood X. You talk to him. I don't want to talk to him no more.
It's not Missouri.
It looks like it. Anyway, so.
Oh, it's my phone. Damn it. It's my phone. Let me see your phone.
No.
Beat you with your own phone.
So yeah, he will be attending that. They actually did a poll where they asked the people who would be going.
I miss Brian. Polling.
Yeah, the polling. And there was quite a response to get him back. They mentioned how much money he brought in and all of that, which I mean they're a business,
And
it's popularity. I mean, Tupelo Con did a similar thing, a couple years ago where they did the poll and made sure,
And more importantly, the poll was legit.
Year,
the people showed up for him. Like it wasn't we polled. You said bring Vic, and then no one showed up. No, people showed up.
No, I mean we were there. He was the most popular.
Oh, by far, he beat out the actor.
Yeah,
boy, that actor was salty too. I ain't gonna say which actor it was. Smart ass. You know who you are.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have gave you the key to shit. Anyway,
you can go back to
our. You can go back.
You can go back to our video about Tupelo Con if you're interested.
I got it. You're not vetted. I'm not taking a picture with you. Motherfucker, we got a picture with Vic Mignogna. We hung out with Vic Mignogna anyway. He was more popular. He had more people at his freaking panel. How about that?
Mm-hmm. He was going around handing out gummy
candies. You the B-lister on that dang con that time, man, and you up here talking that big crap.
But anyway, so yeah, that's that was one of yours too,
Well, it was just cool for people. I mean, we're not fly by weather. I mean, I've always stated I don't know what really happened, but until somebody pulls out some evidence, I like the guy's work. I love Brawley, Super Brawley. It is my favorite character, and his voicing of it. I like the guy that's doing it now, the Red Ranger, the Red Power Ranger in the game. He does it in the video game, the Dragon Ball Fighters, but it ain't the same. I prefer Vic Mignogna's voice acting for it. And I'm going to support him until I have a reason not to.
I did see he was getting some new voice acting gigs with some animated movies and stuff like
Plus,
that.
I also brought this up because Anime Matsuri is planning to do another event. Because, I mean, it got so quiet. I was worried some of these cons lost so much money during the downtime that we may not see all of them resurge. But Anime Matsuri is already getting their schedule together. So they are definitely going to be coming back. We know Dragon Con's coming back. They've got enough money to take 10 years off and come back.
Well, I mean, Dragon Con didn't get canceled. It was late enough. It was late enough in the year that I don't know if I don't think this year's has gotten canceled. It's like September or something before.
Oh
Dragon
yeah,
Con,
okay. I thought it was in the summer. Okay, then yeah, that ought to be good.
But all right, so let's get a random encounter in here.
Hello, Guar. How are you doing?
Who wants to go first? Blood Axe. You. I don't think you've gone first in a while.
Shouts out to Udan Bai.
Hey Siri, roll me a d20.
I didn't hear anything.
4.
Siri's not talking to you.
All right, 4. Nostalgia Gold. Childhood show you could not wait for the next episode.
Oh, that's easy. For me, it was Knight Rider. I love me some Knight Rider back in the day. I would actually have to get 100 on my spelling test for my parents to be able to allow me to watch Knight Rider on Friday night. So when I didn't get 100 on my spelling test, I would tell them we didn't get our grades back that day. I'll bring it to you Monday. They never asked for it, so I still got to watch it anyway. So no, Knight Rider was my show back when I was a kid.
All right. Let's see. I mean, back when I was a kid, honestly, it was reruns, but when I was a kid, I was a big, up until recent, I've been a big Doctor Who fan, and PBS used to do episodes of the Fourth Doctor, and this was before you could easily get the episodes, online and all that stuff, because when we were a kid, TV wasn't as accessible and being able to watch what you want when you want. So I would me and my brother would just sit and wait for the next episode of Doctor Who to pop up on like PBS, and then the Sci-Fi Channel. When the Sci-Fi Channel started running them, they'd run like 2 episodes every weekend. Or they were running I think an episode every morning, and we would record the episode on our VHS tapes, and then when we got home from school, we would go watch the Doctor Who episode that came on Sci-Fi Channel.
How young are we talking?
Childhood, man. You pick.
Because the thing is, I had a show that wasn't really always as sequelized, where each show. Okay, at the youngest age, I can remember that there was a show that I was super hype about. The X-Men cartoon and the Batman cartoon were like tied for being, but especially X-Men, because it was very much continuity each episode. It was usually telling an extended story, and oh my god, the Apocalypse Saga, that was amazing. And that was when I was on the younger side. But when frigging, for the most excited, I was a bit older, I was in my teens, but when Toonami, almost the whole Toonami block, but Dragon Ball Z. But honestly, Toonami, like coming home to watch Toonami was like, I would record the entire Toonami block. That's the one that I would actually record. I would set the VCR and record the Toonami block, and if I was spending a night at a friend's house or something, I had to record it because I could not miss Toonami. I could not miss Toonami.
I will say that Toonami block is what made me hate Dragon Ball Z. Because I'd be like, let me go check out the next episode. And then they would just scream at each other for the whole episode. And I wouldn't get any further in the show. And I would be so mad because then I had to wait.
I love Dragon Ball Z, but the Toonami block was like the greatest cartoon like block of my childhood that like was a must watch. Missing Toonami would be devastating, especially because the stuff wouldn't roll back around because it was anime. There was nowhere else to get it. If you missed an episode, that was it. You were home. You never knew what was in that episode.
One of the things that the Sci-Fi Channel did with the Fourth Doctor Who episodes that really pissed me off and made the waiting very difficult is they would play these episodes, and they were playing one or two a day, so you were getting a lot of Doctor Who in, but then they'd decide to reset, and they would go all the way back to the beginning, and then they'd get a little further in the series and then reset again. So you'd have these huge gaps because they of course, they were getting licensing from the BBC, and they could only get so many episodes. And once they got to the end of those episodes, they have to reset while they were getting more episodes.
Well, dude, like I said, Toonami's next season wouldn't have the same anime. So if you missed it, you just missed it. Like, I remember there were episodes, like, when I was watching Samurai Champloo, I was like, oh, God, I can't miss an episode of this. This is good, but it'll never come up again. Like, it'll be done. And they did not repeat certain series. But, dude, Outlaw Star, Cowboy Bebop, Toonami was absolutely must watch in my younger years. It was not an option. It had to be watched. I'd fight somebody to get home to watch Toonami, and my folks could not keep me off of it. Like, it would be an argument, a real, like, yelling match if they tried to be like, why don't you? No.
Well, I mean, if you think that's getting screwed, missing an episode of your Toonami, think about if you moved over to Mixer.
That's missing your whole career.
That's getting screwed. So, our next topic, obviously, is
remember Mixer?
Is Microsoft to discontinue Mixer streaming service. So, I mean, it feels like it was just a few months ago when Mixer was. I mean, I think it may have been. Buying out all these Twitch stars and Ninja and Shroud, and getting them over to Mixer to build up this ultimate new gaming streaming platform, and now that those millions of dollars that they paid for these people, I mean, at least if you're one of the bigger people that got like the $1 million check. Mixer dying isn't necessarily the worst thing.
Hope you bought Amazon stock.
You're a millionaire.
You might have been for a while. Depends on what you did with the money.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, Ninja and them were millionaires probably before that.
So. Well, hey, but check it out, though. They can go. That's okay. Facebook Gaming is willing to pick up their contract. You know Facebook Gaming, right? Because I don't. What the hell is that? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, so they're apparently going over to Facebook Gaming. A lot of people are not happy. Many streamers and viewers, though, despise Facebook's interface and real name requirements. And this is probably one of the biggest things because, I mean, we've all seen, we were talking about the Joe thing earlier. And, I mean, his real name's out there. But, I mean, a lot of people that cover it that get attacked, like Umbrella Guy and stuff like that, if their real name was out there to be found.
Oh, dude, they went after his kids, his uncle, his dad. Like, don't get me on one of those rants about those psychos.
So being a personality and having your real name out there easily accessible, it's, can be dangerous for people, especially, depending on where you're at. Like, I'm not that concerned because of where we are. It's sort of, we're not in the middle.
We're also armed heavily.
Well, yeah. Once again, where we are.
I mean, I'd be in jail by now if I went through what Tug went through. But I wouldn't. But it'd be done. Somebody would already be in the ground if you went after my kid. What? He went after his family, man. And I'm sorry, we got Southern values. You don't go after a man's family unless you're willing to have a blood feud. You know what I'm saying? Look, blood at Borderlands 3. The only good thing about it, blood feud. You went after my family, blood feud.
But yeah, so I guess if you're a fan of any of the Mixer personalities, you'll need to keep up and see where they end up landing here. Because a lot of them do not seem to be wanting to go to Facebook.
Well, also the example of the people that have been making this complaint is valid. It's been female streamers who are like, I don't want my real name out there, and I'm like, dude, if you ever take a moment, I'm not normally on this tip, but I will. If you ever take a moment to read some stories about what female streamers go through, it is something that only women go through. It's creepy.
no, like so me and Q, I mean, we have a lot of cosplay friends from going to these cons and stuff like that. And some of them have shared to us what goes into their inboxes for their social media accounts.
And what's worse is I have a favorite thing that when I am the mic guy, when I'm the what is it, narrator, whatever,
the MC.
Yeah, MC. I like to say, tell us a horror story or tell us a messed up story. And sometimes it's a cute, and then this part of my costume melted because of the sun. And then sometimes you get that story where it's like, yeah, and he sent me this pic, and he told me to come, like, I'm supposed to go to see his mom. Yeah, like weird crap. You're just sitting there, like, and the crowd's like, everybody's mouth is open, and I'm like, ha ha ha.
Yeah. I mean, I think the worst one I heard was when the guy bought a picture from the person and then
sent back a picture of it with some icing on it.
Yeah,
it had been glazed.
I mean, it's messed up. So yeah, I understand. I understand that they may not want their real name out there.
I support this. I'm not what you would normally call a feminist, but I believe that female streamers and cosplayers' privacy is effing important. Because apparently there's some lonely mofos out there, man. Like, remember one of them was like the guy thought they were dating? No basis that, just thought they were dating. He's just like, I thought you were my girl. And it's like, you follow my Instagram. What the hell?
Well, I mean, it's one of those things when you have a fan base, you know, when you have a fan base, there are those who create a relationship that and you're on the other side of the screen, you're on the other side of the table, you're behind a costume. So where they're creating this relationship, you've got a barrier and you're not realizing the level of relationship that this person has come up to in their head, you know?
You got your sweat guards on you. You don't realize that they're over there going, she looked at me. Yeah. I love you, Mercy. You're my angel. Heal my broken heart.
I mean, because when you're a cosplayer, how many people do you look at in a day, you know? Which half the time, I'm going to tell you, you think they're looking at you, they're probably not.
You're going to get in trouble with the cosplayers. You're ruining it. No, man, I want you to know that they are always greeting every fan, and they appreciate your support. Okay?
They're not, but they don't like you.
They don't like you. I will say that though. They don't like you. I don't mean like dislike you. I just mean they don't like you like that. And you know that in your heart. Let me not. Stop. But no. But basically, I definitely understand that Facebook is not set up safe enough for these people to do certain channels, especially a lot of interaction. I can understand their feelings, but apparently some of them are saying that Twitch is being a little bit moody and not wanting to answer their request to get back on it. You know, basically Twitch is being all.
I will say,
mad.
I'm also surprised at how out of the blue this came out to a lot of people. Like a lot of the Mixer personalities say that they were, a lot of them were. I was just out on vacation. I just got a message saying, "Hey, look, we're shutting down next month." You know?
We can go to Facebook Gaming if you want. Yeah. If you want to die, you want somebody on your front doorstep. Like, I'm your biggest fan.
So, Blood Axe, you got anything on this one, man?
Well, yeah, with flowers and a machete. No, as a Xbox player, I've tried to use Mixer, and it's clunky, man. I mean, even from a nobody perspective, which is basically what I am.
You're somebody
just trying
to, me,
to get
man.
it to stream was a nightmare. But I was trying to stream to record videos to give to Dicejunkies for what was it? It was Darksiders 3, and it was hard. The fact that I can now learn how to connect my Twitch account to it, I can do much more with Twitch than I can with Mixer. So just from functionality, good written Mixer, I really don't give a rip. But y'all bring up valid points as far as privacy goes, because people do make up these weird fantasies in their head, and they take it to a very, very dark place. And if they can track you down on the internet, which is not hard to do, you could have some very serious situations. So anonymity is very important for a lot of these personalities, because you don't want them knowing where you live, what your name is. So it's very serious security risks. So I mean, props for everyone from pulling out and trying to do their own thing and or rebrand themselves with a completely different streaming service.
I mean, hey man, we first met most of the cosplayers just because of our being raised right. That we'd walk by and you'd see a cosplayer with this kind of we can see because we pay attention. We can see the panic behind the costume. So like a lot of the first meetings was let's walk over here and stand. And what I love is that like I gotta give him credit. If me or him walk up to a table and post up, the other person doesn't have to say anything. We just post up. And we would go post up at a table, and we're so apparently like I don't know. We just seem to be unpleasant.
Well, I mean, one of the
people
things
would
is
just the little weirdo would just kind of
when
wear off.
when we're working the con floor, we go by the cosplayers tables multiple times because we're going around trying to get footage, trying to get talk to people, stuff like that. And so if a cosplayer waves at us or says hey to us when we walk by, we walk by too often for them to do that every time.
Yeah.
So that's sort of like a sign. It's like, oh, okay, we'll walk over here. And usually it's because, somebody is trying to take that relationship too far, or...
Remember that time that I interrupted that guy and he said, like, hey, can I take this picture with you? And I said, no. I didn't even let her answer. Sorry, I must have mansplained. But, like, I know she didn't want to take the picture to do it and leave. And I said, no. No, you can't. And he just wandered off. And I was like, yeah, this guy was being so weird. It was funny. Yeah. He was being so weird. It was hilarious. But no, like that's a situational awareness. But it is just funny that every time I think about that, the number of times you get that, hi, Dicejunkies. All right, here we go. Stand over there. Hey, man, why don't you leave for a minute? We got to talk to him. All right, you okay? He was in here for 3 hours. God damn.
All right. So anyway,
let's say who.
Let's just.
But you know who you are.
Yeah. It's time to move on. Now. It's time to.
That's what we told them. It's time to move on.
Yeah, so that's what it is for the subject. You got something, Blood Axe, before we move on?
No, moving along.
All right. Next, we're going to talk about Netflix's Cuphead show. If you're not familiar with Cuphead,
really good game.
It's supposedly a really good game. It's the difficulty level is really high.
It's a platformer.
It has made a lot of people angry.
It's those losers that write articles that can't get past the tutorial.
Oh God, don't even get me started.
We have covered that if you want to go back. Like, oh my God, couldn't get past the tutorial. It's called a double jump. It was just a double jump. He needed to jump and dash. Jump at 2 buttons. Hit this button and then hit this button. Apparently hitting 2 buttons in sequence was beyond his capability. I remember. I don't forget nothing.
Yeah. But anyway, so Netflix Cuphead show, man. I think it will be interesting. I don't know.
I grew up watching Betty Boop in the old school cartoons. It'd be cool to see cartoons in the old style.
So,
I mean, I'm curious to see how they're going to go as dark as the game does. The game gets a little dark in moments. So I'm curious because also so did the old cartoon. Oh my God, there were some episodes of Betty Boop's funeral. It was a Snow White one. Yeah, Betty Boop's Snow White cartoon. You ought to check it out. It's dark. But it'd be cool to see if they really capture that style like they did in the game. The game captured it perfectly. Like Zeno didn't follow as much as me, but they really captured the game, that old school feel. If they could do that with this as well, I might watch it for nostalgia purposes.
All right. What about you, Blood Axe? What do you think about Cuphead as a TV show?
I know nothing about Cuphead.
Man, you're a loser.
When it comes to anime, if it's not on Disney Channel, I don't get a chance to watch it because my kids hog the TV. It's either me watching my Xbox or whatever they're watching. So I'm out of the demographic, unfortunately.
All right. Well, let's get a random encounter. Something maybe you can contribute.
Don't worry. I think we got Star Wars on there somewhere. We'll get there.
Star Wars. Yeah.
Hey, he killed my one Star Wars story. He deleted it, man.
I think he's got a Gear story on there too.
Got a Borderlands story.
Oh yeah. Oh God, it's Borderlands. Whoo.
This is a feel-good story, though.
Oh, good, because I still can't find the Plague Bearer rocket launcher. That's for the nerds out there that really play games.
Yeah,
And
they know what I'm talking about. It's still not dropping, Gearbox. It's still not dropping from the Warden.
It's not dropping, and I can't use the back burner without taking you out with it. So yeah, it's a bad situation.
I feel you. He gets it. You play with us,
just roll the thing die.
There. Yeah. Now what?
Roll again.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You called it. You started this shit. Roll the damn die. 1. I hope I roll Dino's animals. What I need, an 18? Come on, baby.
Yes, 18.
Ah, damn it.
You got an 8.
We got move. Get in the way. 8. Crap you mental. Mount Trashmore of tabletop game version.
All right.
Oh God, I've gotten
Mount.
That's 5, right?
Mount Trashmore.
5 hits.
4?
5?
4.
4? How many faces are on Mount Rushmore?
4.
I don't trust
4.
you. I trust Blood Axe. How many?
4.
Okay.
Fuck you, man. See, there's my one. There's my one. It's for you. It's for you.
Anime Missouri. I got a reasons to doubt you, man.
Aight. Come on, Mount Trashmore tabletop game.
This takes a sec, man. Okay, hold on. Well, I know one of Blood Axes. He would throw up Cyberpunk. He still ain't forgave me for that. But no, let me see. Worst games I played. Damn, dude, I played so many more games than the average person. Oh wait, I got it. Oh, what am I talking about? 4th edition D&D. 4th ed sucked.
Yeah.
5th. No, I'm about to be a dick. Just like the first 3 are just versions of D&D. The new Hackmaster, not the original.
No, I agree with you.
The reboot of Hackmaster.
They tried to take themselves too serious.
Because I'm going by games that are important. I could throw you out a whole bunch of bullcrap games. No, games that should have been good. What edition was it? The last edition of Shadowrun. Was it the 5th edition? Where they messed up character creation, they messed up the magic system, they messed up the hacking.
Yeah, I think it was 5th edition where they messed up. We haven't even played 6th, or was it 4th edition? I don't know. It was one of those. They came out with a whole nother edition since then, I think. So.
Yeah, but they needed to because
it was still crap.
Oh, wow. Well, I just know that our friend Kitsune has never quite forgiven them for messing up hacking as bad as they did. Because they basically took everything that you would think a hacker could do and crapped on it and just I mean, dude, Shadowrun's known for the Matrix. If you screw that up, you've lost half of your game.
Yeah, 2013 was 5th edition, so
that had to be it then.
I don't know.
I don't think because that was that was in 2019.
5th edition, I guess, was what we were playing.
Yeah, we haven't touched the 2019. That was last year.
6th edition was the.
Yeah, no, we didn't touch 2016 yet. I don't know, the 6th edition, because that would have just been last year, man. That didn't come out last year. The one that was crap. I haven't heard anything about 6th edition, but I'll give it a shot. I'm always willing to give Shadow. Well, actually,
2013 though seems too late for.
Well, you don't know if that's like in the U.S. because like the game it comes out overseas first. Usually, I think it's comes out of Russia or something.
Maybe.
But yeah, 5th edition was terrible. Yeah, because we like 4th edition. So Shadowrun 5th edition, D&D 4th edition. Their attempt to reboot Hackmaster, I think it was called Hackmaster 2nd edition, was a train wreck. And what's our last one? Let's see. What did they go back and they managed to screw it up? Gotta get offer up. I'm trying to think. What did they mess up? Because I want to do stuff people know. I don't. What's a game that they came back and they screwed up the whole thing?
Well, I mean, yeah, I know you're not a big fan of Tristat for best.
Yeah, but it was always like that, though. That's unfair. Plus, Tristat's almost dead in the water, man. Don't pick on a corpse.
It's coming back.
Anyway, that's just mean-spirited. Don't be a bully. Honestly, I'm sorry, but I gotta say, I felt that while it is much better than 4th edition, and it's not the worst, it is not better to me than 3.5, and thus, to me, if your later editions can't even beat your previous, I'm going to say 5th edition.
Right.
Not that 5th edition is terrible, but that 5th edition still has yet to top the best version of their game. And how can you have done this many times and you still haven't beat your previous version of your game? Like, after 2 or 3 tries, you should be better, not below par. That's bad.
Mine will be stuff that I had hope for
Oh God, you
that
spent a lot of
failed
money.
me.
You got so many books on your shelf. Open Legends.
Open Legends failed me.
Hackmaster.
Hackmaster Second Ed failed me.
Like $200 on Hackmaster.
Starfinder failed me.
Damn, good one, yeah.
Let's see, that's 3. The last one would be probably Shadowrun 5 failed me. You know, because I was hyped about Shadowrun 5 because I was like, oh man, they're gonna update Shadow, more updated. Because with it being a sci-fi, you always like that more updated system because it sometimes science catches up with fiction. But yeah, no, it was all those were my disappointing.
Don't
ones.
worry, Cyberpunk is on the way because they're doing the tabletop again too.
Yeah, I keep wanting to check out the whole little red box edition, but it just wasn't enough info to really tell if it was a good system or not that they're going to come out. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, it will not replace one of those on my Mount Trashmore.
The remake of Hackmaster got me because character creation made us sick of the game. We couldn't even get it.
Well,
we created characters and we were sick of the game by the time you finished making a character.
I mean, the thing was the system of their first edition was really good. I really enjoyed the character creation. Secondly, Hackmaster didn't take itself seriously, and second edition tried to take itself seriously.
Well, they also went extreme.
And then they tried to go, well, first edition was never supposed to be a joke. Well, it was. You should have done what Evil Dead did. Run with it. Evil Dead wasn't supposed to be a joke either.
Pull a Wazoo. The Room was a comedy, everybody. It was always a comedy.
It worked. Run with it. Don't try to change it.
Well, what got me was that the character creation tables are really good until you got to the part where it could cripple your character before you start.
Well, that
poor Mike. Jarek made a character. He had a wizard. His character looked really good. Then he rolled and he was like half dead.
Well, that part didn't bother me as much because
that's... didn't bother you. It wasn't your character.
Well, no, that's a choice. You have a choice to roll on that table. You do not have to. He tried to maximize the output of the points, and it bit him in the ass.
Yeah, I didn't trust the game. I said, fuck it. I'll go on with what I got.
Blood Axe, you got yours real quick?
Oh, yeah. What else?
Well, yeah, I mean, we have a common theme with D&D 4 and 5. My third one is actually...
yeah, the only reason I didn't list 4 was because I didn't invest in it. I was just going to mention that to him since he mentioned 4 and you mentioned 4.
You were smarter than us. Good job. Congratulations. Handshake. Good job.
Back in the 90s, there was a Star Trek tabletop that came out that was so bad. I had such high hopes for it being a Trekkie, but it was terrible. I ended up selling it to my friend for 20 bucks, and I felt bad for doing that. And then whatever it is they did to BattleTech after the first edition back in the 80s.
I forgot about that. Oh, God. You were not happy about BattleTech. He is a big BattleTech fan, and it's...
But yeah, I've still hear horror stories about 4th Ed D&D. I was handcuffed at the time as a married man and did not invest in 4th Ed. It's the one small favor my ex-wife gave me.
Ow. You guys are the reason I'm never gonna get married. God dang it! I keep being like, I need to get married. I'm getting older. Then y'all say this, I go like, why would I do that to myself? I like me. All right, honorable mention for the White Dwarf fans out there. Just what was done for worst thing done to one particular group when they and Warhammer 40K put out the shoot the big one rules that they had to literally walk back in later editions for the Tyranids. Imagine you have a whole army that's a hive mind, and the big Tyranid is the only thing that holds your army together. And they like put a special rule out in one of the editions where you were allowed to just shoot that one Tyranid all the time. That is literally why I quit Warhammer Miniatures and never went back. They literally made me sell my Tyranid army, and I have never played the miniature game since then because of that one rule they put into edition. It literally took me out the whole game with one rule because I went, oh, I've got like a $200 Tyranid army. This whole strategy is you have to shoot the nearest enemy was the way the rules used to work. So what you did is you put the big one behind an army of guys. And they came up with a rule just for him. It goes, no other squad, no other army do you get to do this, but in this one enemy, you can shoot that one and just make the whole squad fall apart. And I literally said, you can go to hell, and I still have not bought a single miniature for Warhammer 40K. Even though they walked that back, they tried to change the rules around. They were like, oops. I'm like, nah, too late. They pulled a Sony, and they've been in the doghouse ever since then.
All right, so let's
watch the body wither and die. Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our next topic, which I think Blood Axe will have something to say about, and that is Borderlands 3 Studio Gearbox offers in-game loot for COVID-19 relief.
Yeah, it's a donation of $5, in which they're going to turn around and buy masks for healthcare workers, which is, with me working in the healthcare field, I think is a very noble cause. But also the gamer in me goes, well, I get to get some really cool in-game cosmetics that I wouldn't normally be able to farm or do anything else with. So it's one of those things that it's good for both the gamer in me, but it's also the healthcare worker that is concerned about the whole COVID crisis that we're dealing with right now. It makes me feel better that they're actually doing something with my money other than pissing it down the drain. And they're actually going to be trying to do something positive for healthcare workers.
I do appreciate this type of support of something versus the concepts of we're not going to release this because this is going on and stuff like that. When it comes to hey, look, we're doing this special for this. If you want to support this, you can pick this up. That's pretty awesome. I like that.
Yeah, how do I support this? Because, I'm for giving out supplies for people, man. There's a lot of folks still at home because they don't want to die. So,
Well, if you can share the hyperlink in the chat, the others watching may want to participate as well.
We will copy this. This is the official Twitter.
But, do you do that through the game or do you go to Twitter to do it?
You can click that, and it has the donate here link on that on their Twitter that you can go to officially. The reason I'm linking directly to their Twitter is just in case the link changes or anything like that. I'm sure to be updated there.
Dang it, I was hoping I could do it in game. I don't like going and signing up for Gearbox.com and all that crap.
Yeah, but
either way,
it's
though,
it's
it's still a good
$5 minimum donation on GearboxLoot.com. So
funny, I play Flag, but I can get a mask because we walk around with.
You should already have them with your shift accounts, Q.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. So I should be able to get in there a little easier. Everything should be saved. Okay, I might go drop a $5, man. I'm all about supporting the good causes.
Oh, no. I have a lot of friends who have wives or husbands that are in the medical profession who have had a lot of issues with masks. So
I have a very close friend whose wife is in the medical profession. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to talk about Blood Axe too, so he already mentioned his connection there. So
I don't know if they've been following her.
Oh,
go back.
Blood Axe is like Silent Bob. When he says something, you gotta listen because he doesn't say a lot.
Well, I figure I'll save my my points for when they actually really matter.
There you go. All right, so that is that. Next one, I guess this is mine. My favorite topic of of this week's.
I definitely don't have a lot to say about this.
Cyberpunk 2077. Y'all know I love Cyberpunk, and I'm looking forward to it, even though there's delays. But there was some gameplay demos that came out this week, and one of the things that came out was the customization capabilities of character creation, all the way down to customizing your pubic hair.
Now, what I want to know is, was it Cyberpunk 2077 in your search history that brought this up, or pubic hair? Which one of those have you searched the most that made this pop up in your news feed?
I'm gonna say it was the Cyberpunk 2077.
We're not even being perverted. This is an article. Like, I want you to know, this is an article.
Yeah, no, I actually I subscribe to gaming news on Reddit, and this was one of those Reddit links. So, But no, this talks about they actually have customized nipples, customized pubic hair, all that stuff. Of course, genitalia. But if you're not into all that, you don't want to go that far in your customization, it can be turned off as well. So
What, Brazilian?
you can turn off
Pubic hair?
private customization.
So what, does it randomize it, or do you just go with
I think there's just a default, and well, I don't know. I mean, it's a possibility. It may just
What's
cut
the
off
default?
nudity in
And
general.
now I'm very
I don't
curious
know.
what the default is. I want to know what they consider the default to be.
Let's
Can
see.
you turn off the settings for your kids so they don't see other people's girly parts running around the screen?
That probably would be a good idea. I mean, I don't know how the multiplayer is going on, but yeah.
It says you can select whether or not you want to customize your sexy parts, and this even contains 3 sorts of nipples. If you don't need to be a nudist or customize your underwear components, you possibly can go away with that half disabled.
I mean, your kids shouldn't be playing Cyberpunk. It's not for kids.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
Well, not my kids, but some parents are going to buy it for the kids. Oh, they might like this game. No, they're not.
No, they'll like it.
Oh,
But
yeah,
they
they'll
should.
love
They'll
it.
love it. What are you talking about? They'll love
You
it.
won't like it for them, but yeah, your kids will be like going, "Hey, guess what my mama got me? Look what I can do with this!" And 8-year-olds are like going, "Oh." Yeah, no. Kind of like back in the 80s when you used to turn your TVs or you can try to see the scrambled feed and get it so excited when you saw a nipple or something on the screen. Yeah.
Oh,
no.
God. Do you remember those incredible jackpots where, for some reason, it would only be in negative? It would be fully visible, but it would have the negative color swap, but it was fully visible. You were just like, I'm watching
Yeah.
frigging Playboy
But yeah, it
channel.
says
and all it is the black-white.
this article mentions thanks courtesy of Kotaku, we found out, and all I can say is, wow, the list of user adjustable features is extensive to say the least. All the standard stuff is there, like skin, hair, eyes, ears, scars, tattoos, but you also can select from 3 kinds of nipples, 2 dick types, 1 vagina option,
Oh, yeah,
and
two.
5
Cut and uncut.
type,
Gotcha.
yeah, and 5 types of pubic hair. So that will, I mean, man, that's customization. That's all I gotta say, man. That's some customization.
If you can get into details about if you have the curve or not. You know how some people have the banana.
Oh,
You can put
well,
the curve
it
in
did
it.
say size
I know
and,
what it
and
is.
stuff was
I know
adjustable.
exactly what the two are. One is with and one is without the Mr. Stud implant.
That's probably the default. You just put on a Mr. Stud implant, it just goes boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. What Cyberpunk listed as? The description was you can go all night, every night, and she'll never know, or something like that.
yeah.
She'll never care.
I've
that
got to
too.
find my old Cyberpunk books.
hey, the new ones. Get the new
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
Support the company.
Uh,
You've been talking about their pubic hair customization. The least you can do is buy their damn book. You
all
bought
right.
Open Legends, and we literally opened the book, closed it, and never played it.
Yeah. I created a couple of characters with it. I like the character creation to an extent, but I mean, it
At least we got a session of Hackmaster in. We
Yeah.
didn't get a session of Open Legends. We got one session of Hackmaster. We looked at it and said, that was horrific. But like Open Legends, we read the book and said, I know what it was. It didn't have enough material to go on. You didn't feel like customizing
Yeah.
everything by hand.
It's
It's
all
just
right.
a skeleton.
Let's see. Last gamer note: Square Enix will announce several new games in July and August, and in a recent conference with them, they did say that they have several games. So if you're a Square Enix fan and you're looking for any new games, there are several coming out. They also announced Outriders will be one of those. They're gonna have a whole
That's
week.
that thing that looks like a Darksider style game.
It's interesting. It's like a RPG slash a hybrid game. You know?
Action RPG?
Yeah, action RPG.
They have a word for it.
But yeah, no, they released a little teaser for that as well. But they say let's see, on YouTube July 2nd they'll be discussing that more, and then there'll be like a week of releases on that, getting ready for that one. So, what else they'll be releasing will be interesting to see.
You know our golden rule. I don't want to see your teasers. I don't want to see your trailers. Gameplay. I don't trust anything until I see gameplay anymore. That's my golden rule. And I ain't pre-ordering nothing. I am not pre-ordering anything. Like, dang it, I do talk about Last of Us 2 all the time. But, like, that is the ultimate example of don't pre-order. Like, just read the history of that, and you're, like, never pre-order a game. So, I'm now an adamant, like, never pre-order. But, I mean, we'll see. When they get to the gameplay footage, that not like a real one. I want like about 30 straight minutes of gameplay.
Most everything they showed here in the little teaser was just video CGI.
Yeah, in other words, not even real to me.
So,
but we'll see what they end up with. I'm always looking for, especially if it's multiplayer. I need more games to play with Blood Axe. I'm not getting nearly enough frustration playing other games with them.
I did see on the Steam sale that Borderlands was on sale again for like $30.
Why wouldn't it be? It's Borderlands.
I almost picked it up, but then I was like, hey, no.
I don't think it's cross-platform.
Yeah, it's not cross-platform, so.
Yeah, the deluxe edition on Xbox Live is half off again this week too.
Well, I've played it. I can't blame it.
I mean, if it was cross-platform, they would have gotten a sale from me.
Here's a tip: get an Xbox. Grow up.
No, PC Master Race, man.
I mean, I prefer playing my PC. but I can't play games with Blood Axe on my PC. So Xbox has been getting a lot of work in.
Yeah,
that and it hasn't been a decent PC game out for a while.
You know.
All right, let me.
But Blood Axe, I'm gonna ghost your ass when Cyberpunk comes out. You know that, right? Like,
I expect that to happen. I'll go back to Gears Operation 5.
All right, let's get the last random encounters in, and then we'll end the show. Let me get up this cam here. All right, 3.
Womp womp.
Wow, wow, wow.
Oh no.
Gun to your head. Sing Twinkle Twinkle.
Whoa.
Go. Good roll.
Wrong table.
What's that?
You're on the wrong table. You're on something horrible.
Oh, thank God I'm on something horrible. All right.
Why'd you say anything?
Time to
hear him sing. That was for you, actually.
Time to think. I was just gonna say pull the trigger. So
ain't the option, buddy.
Time to think. Settle the debate. What is the oldest trick in the book? I mean, a trick. I mean, right? It's the oldest profession, so it's probably.
They didn't call them tricks back then.
I mean, he didn't even give us like in games or what. Like that is a broad.
Yeah, what
the
oldest trick in the book? Like, are we going for like cliche? Movie and video game oldest trick in the books, or
like mine would be, pointing some direction. What was that? Then snapping someone's.
Look at this hand. Smack.
Yeah, one of the old ones. What's that behind you? Or looking over someone's shoulder is like the oldest sucker punch.
Hey, look, it's Elvis.
It's not that old. Elvis is not that far back.
I don't know.
The name doesn't matter. It's just the look over there.
Look over
here's
there.
blah.
I mean, also the honey trap is one of the oldest.
Well, and that goes with my first response. I mean, honey trap is definitely.
Yeah, the hi there, hey, hi. Then it's like, but yeah, I mean. That's
look what happened to Joe.
Hi, Joe. I really would like to meet you again. Wink, wink.
What's that?
We haven't rolled that one yet. That's on something horrible table.
Oh,
not that Joe.
Oh no! We're talking about Angry Joe. Angry Joe, like BS accusations. He type of stuff.
We need to get Joe Justice in here.
I've been communicating with him on Facebook, man. I communicate with people we know.
Well, let's see if he'll come into town. I can run the editor station and just use the editor.
We could take him to our now absolutely horrible strip club. Like Oh my God, the quality of our
Yeah,
siblings.
because COVID, man, I'm still not. No.
He rode me through the district just to see how it was looking, and I never saw. Like, you could feel the depression. It was sad. It was sad. The people walking in were crusty looking. Remember those two?
It was rough. It was rough. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna say the honey trap, definitely.
The honey trap. The ability, the woman who distracts a man is usually one of the oldest because it works. It still works now. People know about it and it still works.
Yeah,
like it's one of the most guaranteed tricks to work out there, and it's one of the oldest. Been working for years. Remember for a while, dude, when I was younger, the world sucked. Because I remember back when it used to be the side of the road with the broke down car, and they jump out and rob you.
Oh yeah.
Like, that happened when I was young. That
still happens, man. I mean, that's not.
But it was really a problem when I was younger. They actually told people, do not pick up anyone on the side of the road. Don't be a good Samaritan. Don't help people because like it was so bad. Well, what got me is the idea of you were targeting nice people. That's the big how much it's so dirty. Like, you're targeting Good Samaritans specifically. That is just a lack of morality.
Yeah, son, Blood Axe?
My son was asking me a question.
Okay. Did it relate to this?
Don't put it in the microwave, son.
Good advice, everybody.
Yes.
Don't put it in the microwave.
Leave it out for a minute. So we have to...
All right.
Don't put it in the mic. That's it. We're gonna finish on that. Don't put it in the microwave. There you go.
That should probably be the episode's title.
There
Don't put
are
it
so
in the
many
microwave.
things. Well, it's a kid, so don't put it in the microwave. Whatever it is, don't.
You can be on the title of the show. Good job, son.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Title of the episode. Don't put it in the microwave.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We hope you enjoyed this episode. You got any last words, Q, before we
Yeah. Don't put it in the microwave.
all right, Blood Axe, you got any last comment?
Yeah, so next weekend we're not going to be having a traditional live show, I should say. Stay tuned for Instagram and our Twitter pages for some updates. We may have some opportunities for some listeners to be able to vote and or participate in some gaming with Q and I, since we're taking a weekend off from the actual live show. So we're going to have more of a gaming stream. So stay tuned for more information on that.
Happy 4th of July for those, because I won't be included in that. So, because I'm actually going to be out of town most likely. If I'm not out of town, I've got some other stuff I got to take care of anyway. But
turns out Zeno has family.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to go see family. I've got to see if I can get some last minute stuff taken care of before I can make it up
will
there.
right before the last minute.
Yeah,
like, put me in your will. I visited.
Yeah, I mean they're old, man. They're old. But all right, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. Q's been picking up our Instagram. Blood Axe been picking up our Twitter. So be sure to check those out.
I told him. I said I won't do that. I can do anything but that.
Check us out on Patreon. You can support us there, and we'll much appreciate it. I've got some Dicejunkies shirts in again, so I'm gonna get with Blood Axe and Q on maybe trying to set something up for Twitter and Instagram to give away a few shirts. So be sure to check those out and like and follow. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, we hope you enjoy.